Welcome to it, guys. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Okay, time out. I'm starting. Mitch gave me absolutely no warning that he was going to do that. And Mitch, that is absolutely hilarious. Oh, that is such a good
that was
answer.
pretty funny.
Completely.
Shout out to you for having that energy.
Hey, all I can say is the printer goes burr, man. The printer goes burr. You can see it out there today.
Good. That was so good. Well done, Mitch. Even when you're sick, man, you're at the top of your game. It's freaking impressive.
Hey, there's only one way. We got to enjoy life. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the market, guys. Let's take a look at what we're going to trade today. Of course, we got inflation CPI number pretty much coming in line. You know, one of the things is in line doesn't necessarily mean that there's no inflation out there. But the big thing that was we looked at, was it accelerating? Was it kind of coming to an end? As you can see here, it's not decelerating here, not accelerating, but at least meeting in line. Of course, we're going to pay attention to how this really performs into the stock market and what it could mean for interest rates moving forward. What stocks are you guys looking at? Let's go ahead. Let's start taking a look and seeing what's out there.
Yeah, here, I'll go first. Talked about right before my computer had messed up. I talked about yesterday going long on Lucid as soon as the 10-minute candle closed above VWAP, and that's exactly what we got a nice chance to do. And you can see the beautiful ride that we had all the way to the 45, sneaked in above, couldn't quite hold, but here we are. So I still have a couple of contracts left, but I'm going to look to possibly take another dip buy around the 44.50 area. You can see that's where resistance was. Now I want it to be holding its support. You can see it's already doing that so in pre-market. So Lucid is one that I'm looking to ride, hopefully at about the 47s. And possibly even a little bit more. 50 definitely is going to be resistance if we don't get stopped up before that. Taking a look at Nvidia, 280 was the level that was going to be annoying for us, but we're well over that now. So looking for 280 to kind of be kind of a dip buy, if you will. Set some limit orders out there. If it does break it, now you could have a $2 stop loss. So get some less shares, get a lot less contracts, and size yourself properly because, again, I play weeklies. It's a dangerous game. If you lose your mortgage, don't call me out. But that's what don't call me out. You know, you got to let them know. Tesla might be something I'll finally take a look at here today, as it's going to try to test the $1,100 level. It's above the 1080, so this is something that I kind of keep an eye on. But I don't exactly see the best setup for me here on Tesla. So in case anything happens in terms of call buying or anything like that, I'll look to get in. But I also want to take a look at AMC to see if it's anywhere near the $20 level. It's all right. You can see the lows are around 21 bucks or so. So I'm going to set some alerts here around 21.70 and then maybe around 20.50-ish because I think that $20 bounce is going to give us at least a couple of bucks. And then DWAC was one that was popping off yesterday. So I'll look to see some consolidation. If it comes down to about the $60 level, you could get yourself a bounce. And, of course, that 56.55 would be a nice previous close resistance and support for you as well.
All right. Sorry about that. Had one of my other screens up here. Let me bring up my screen real quick and let me flip over to my movers. You talked about some of the big caps there that, you know, with just this move here in the pre-market with tech kind of rebounding and pushing up and the VIX melting, I want to see if this holds. Every time the VIX has got to 18, it's ended up taking off and bouncing, if you will, and the market selling off. So here we are. We're actually below 18 now. I want to see if this actually melts even more or if we do end up getting the sell-off. If we do, what will be interesting to me is, will Apple and Tesla, some of those bigger stocks that we watch, will those stay green or will they go green to red? If they're able to hold, above the closing price from yesterday, I think you might get a bounce if we do start to sell off, but we'll see how that actually unfolds here. Otherwise, I was going through some of the movers tool here. There looks like a couple of small caps that are going to be on deck here today. IMRN, Amuran is one of those. We have a why is it moving here? Amuran shares are trading higher. The company announced it received a $6.2 million award from the U.S. Department of Defense to clinically evaluate military strength during dosing regime for Travelon. Excuse me. Oh, easy for me to say. So not really sure how prevalent this news is or what this really means, but this looks like this is going to have some multiple opportunities here. I'm going to go ahead and chart this and look for some levels. I'd love to see this pull back to the 4 handle and maybe hold that. I think you might be able to get a bounce play right off the top there. And I think there was another one in here. This no, IMMX, right? This is one that we've seen previously make some big runs here. So it looks like we popped in the pre-market here. Looks like we're coming back in. I want to see if this holds or if we come all the way back down to the 5 handle.
If you want to throw up my chart real quick, something I want to mention on Apple, because I was looking at yesterday's chart and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before, right? Where it kind of comes down, a little W shape there, call that head and shoulders, call it whatever you want. But double bottoms here, the 171. You go ahead and take a look at the previous day. So 2 days ago, same exact thing we talked about here. Look, it ended up being resistance, then it was support, and then it continues its ride up. So similar thing that we saw 2 days ago that we called out for you guys yesterday. Keep an eye on it, because it's most often, well, I don't want to say most often because I don't have the data on it, but you'll see more often than not that you'll have stocks come back, test the lows, be like, all right, cool, we still got buyers, bet. And then they'll continue their ride higher. And you saw that on Apple 2 days in a row. This was a stock that's popular on Twitter, so we're going to cover it because I was able to make some money on it. We want everyone to kind of, I don't care who calls it. If there's momentum, I'll trade it. But PIK, this stock went from about $4.80 all the way to $8.50, about $8.25 or so in the after hours. So this is something I'm keeping an eye on. $7 is support at the moment. I'm going to wait and see if it catches momentum again. I expect it to. I expected there to be volume coming in for one reason or another. And if it does, this is something I'll keep an eye on to try to take to the long side, because it is something that a lot of FinTwitch trading, you can see the momentum, you can see the ride there as well. And you got a couple of folks, what is it? Let's see, PLTR. You've got resistance at 1725. That's pretty obvious to see, right? So you've got 1 hit, 2, 3, 4, and 5, if you will. So it's got to get over that level. In terms of support, the nearest one that I see would be that 1650. But over that 1725, you'd be all right. You'd be looking okay. I'd follow the VWAP on there, though, and that $17 would be my risk off if you're trying to day trade on that one. BGDX. I'm sorry. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, I was just going to say BJDX. I'll take a look at this for Matt here. BJDX, this is Blue Jay Diagnostics. Don't really have an edge on this. I was reading the description here. It looks like they make point-of-care tests that are designed just to kind of help with different medical conditions. Looking at the chart here, it definitely looks like we're coming off of a bottom, right? 250 looks to be pretty good support right here. We're clearly making a move yesterday. And we look to continue that today. So this might be another one that actually has some action today. Really, this one's going to depend on volume. No revenue, $55 million market cap. This definitely doesn't seem cheap by any regard, but with it being a biotech, I think that's pretty normal. Let's see if volume pours into this. To me, unless there's any type of volume, this is a no trade for me. I'd rather trade this on volume, just kind of use technicals to go back and forth. James, $10 price target, that actually might help with the volume there.
Small stocks like this, they're just not my expertise whatsoever, especially because it's easily manipulated to the upside or downside, right? So if someone wants to dump it, I mean, they easily can, even though the chart looks beautiful. So if I were to play this, I'd have much smaller size. My risk would be a little bit larger. Therefore, I'd get much smaller size. Someone talking about Disney. I looked at Disney a couple of days ago, took my eyes off of it. It looked like it just had a tough time breaking that 155. There you go, 155, which was a good sign. Let's take a little bit of a sneak back. 160 is going to hit resistance. So you could, if flow comes in, you could go ahead and take a look at it. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. Yeah, see a little bit of consolidation right there, but above 160 is where that true breakout will be to go ahead and test the 164s and then possibly close this gap that you see here of 168. But, you know, it's got decent support around 156 or so. 155 would be my final stay, and 155 break, I'd go ahead and get out of there. Let's see what else we got in the chat.
Hey, what do you think of some of those Chinese stocks, Zunaid? Like DD, PDD? Are you interested in those at all? I know we talked recently about the KWEB trade, which was the safer way to kind of play some of this bounce in the Chinese names. KWEB, by the way, up another couple of points here this morning. We talked about that at 34 and change, excuse me. So about 5 points here now on that KWEB trade.
For me, Chinese stocks. Yeah, for me, Chinese stocks are similar to Indian food and Chinese food. I enjoy it short term, but if I continue eating it, my stomach will kill me inside out. So what I'm saying is I'll day trade it, but I'm not going to try to swing trade it, and I'm definitely not going to try to invest it because good God knows what's going to happen out there with the relationships and things like that. So my tolerance for this type of theme of a stock, if you will, is very low. So short term, one night stand.
By the way, my favorite ethnic food is Indian food. I would eat it all the time if I could.
Oh, yeah. No, my belly tells you that I do eat it all the time. So, yeah, we're on the same page.
Okay, as long as we straighten that out. Okay, cool. You know, the other thing that I'm going to be watching is the Bitcoin stocks today. I can see here that Bitcoin is trading back up. It looks like we're trying to take out the 44K level. We did briefly already take that out once, traded back beneath it. Let's see if we can actually retake that and build above. That should, I don't trade these because I don't believe in them, but that should spark Mara and Riot. In fact, we're already seeing Mara and Riot probably trade up here in the pre-market. These might have day trader type action if Bitcoin continues to trade up like this. So we'll be watching that as well.
$30. Set your limits at around $30 and $30.20 or so, because I expect that to hold a bit. You can see it had resistance right here. Where'd it go? In the pre-market, right over here. Then it finally popped through. Tried to break it, couldn't. Continued its way up higher for about $1 or so. You've got VWAP currently at 30.60. So if you want to start nibbling, 30.60, 30.50, and then make sure your 30 is kind of like your last defense, if you will. If it breaks that, go ahead and get out. At least that's what I would do.
Here you are talking about Indian food and nibbling. I mean, you're killing me, man. It's the morning, like I'm hungry. Like let's focus on the market. I don't need to be thinking about food every other second here,
man.
I mean, just to add to that, I could use some curry right now. I'd probably open up a suggestion.
I'm telling you. Today. I'm getting.
We should.
That's all. That's
we should. Look, you send me the menu of whatever closest spot you have. I'll tell you a thing to do to pick out. I'm sure you already know since you like it, but you know, hey.
Oh yeah.
We'll try a little something.
I'm going to send you the menu.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be the first time a coworker has slacked me a Indian menu though, but that'll be fun. You know, first time for everything.
To be fair, you told me to do this. Okay, you told
me. I won't report you to Sharon. Don't worry about it. But Mitch, do you have anything you want to take a look at? If not, we can continue going through the chat.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll start going through some of the stocks that
this man already sent me the menu. Sorry, go ahead.
But man, Ryan's looking forward to lunch. Let's just
say you guys are killing me. You're making me so hungry this morning. It's nuts. I gotta focus on making money.
I'm sorry. Mitch, after you go, I've got to share something. But go ahead, Mitch.
By all means, Goldman Sachs is the swing trade that we've had put on. Been holding this one since the 400s. Finally got back above 402 yesterday. We even got towards a high there of 405. We're looking for this to continue on up through 410, getting up there towards 420. But that would be the profit taking and would definitely celebrate there. I'm going to take a look at the SPY today, see what happens. Do we roll over from this 470, get back down below 470, or do we hold it on any pullbacks? That's what matters for me today. That level is so important for us. There's been plenty of times where we've come up to this level and rejected. So just be careful today. We could reject today from that level, but if we hold 470, we could also get back up there to 475. We'll see what happens in theirs. And of course, take a look at some oil stocks. They were making big moves yesterday. We'll see if they continue to make moves. MRO, XOM, but definitely inflation coming in line today. I'm wondering if we get a little bit of a retrace in some of the inflationary plays. But yeah, I would also take a look at something like Mara today. I think you're going to have a lot of extremes today, but there's just a lot of different types of plays out there. It's not like it's one type of play. So just be careful out there. We'll see how the market reacts at the open. I'm going to be more of a waiting to see what happens with the SPY to find out how I want to trade.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was saying, Mitch, because to me it feels like, hey, yeah, we popped here in the pre-market. They got everyone feeling good. This is a bull trap, and we're going to just sell off after the first 15 minutes of the market. I'd rather wait that out instead of get myself on the wrong side of the trade.
Sweet and sour cat voodoo.
Yeah, hold on. Let me hold on. So here, look, listen.
Here, okay, so
wait, I'm gonna. Or go ahead. Go ahead. Are you doing stock stuff? Go ahead. I'm
trolling.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go share my screen for a second. Here's why. Look, we are dramatic sometimes. All right. Go ahead and share my screen real quick. We can be dramatic.
Baby.
We can be dramatic at times. But let me tell you why this is over the top. This company has a fake ass smoke hot steam coming out in their video. That's the first thing I saw right here. It's like, oh, they just really trying to sell their menu. But yeah, no, we definitely get Indian food tonight. There's no question.
So wait a second. So let me ask you.
They threw that effect
I want to make sure I'm on the same page as you.
What?
The first thing that you saw was the CGI added steam instead
100%.
of the delicious food. That was the first thing that you saw.
It's hot and ready, man. Like
yeah, because it's like
Little
it's like
Caesars.
it's like they want me to just be like, oh wow, look at that, it's so warm on a cold day. You know what I mean? But whatever.
Mitch, you should be penalized for comparing this to Little Caesars.
Wait, what? Stop it, Mitch. You're fired. Go rest. Go rest.
Yeah, I think I need some more lemon ginger tea.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys take control.
And look,
All
someone
right.
in the chat said Punjabi food. Look, I don't discriminate. Punjabi, Indian, Pakistani, it don't matter. In Chinese food, I love it all. It doesn't matter to me. Anything that'll make me regret life later on, I'll try it out. No problem at all. But if anyone has any other tickers in the chat, let us know and we can check them out. But we talked about PIK. I see that one's moving just a little bit, or it was when I didn't test it. See, look at that VWAP, guys. Tried to test it, couldn't break it. Now it's coming back down. That $7 is going to be key for it to hold.
All right, we'll keep watching, guys, to see what happens at this market. If you guys got some tickers you guys want to call out, definitely call them out. I'm going to scroll on up, see if I find anything to take a look at. Let's take a look at DWAC. I know that started moving a little bit. Did you guys already take a look at that?
We did, but different eyes, different perspective. Go right ahead.
Yeah, let's take a look there. I mean, we'll see if this gets moving. I mean, 56, 53 is that support right now that I would look for a pullback on. That's been key support for a long time. I just don't know about this one, man. It just seems to me like such a trap. Either way, if you can make money on this one, I mean, then power to you. But I can tell you right now, this is easily a stock that you can just lose your whole account on, especially if you're a day trader out there and you're trying to swing your position into the trade. This is not one I would recommend DWAC to get into. Why? Yes, it can make you the money. But one thing that I always live by is don't let one trade make you or break you. This trade shouldn't make you. That's not what we're here for, guys. One trade shouldn't be making you or breaking you. So to me, DWAC is an off touch. I wouldn't touch it even if you gave me the money to trade it.
Who hurt you? Did DWAC hurt you?
Well, Trump did, but I mean, I'll just keep moving on.
That's a different segment. That's money.
That's a different segment. That's a different segment. All right. I'll try.
So
to
you
stay
got
away
fun.
from
Well, look, it's you're reviewing DWAC. Do you want to review fun since that kind of goes hand in hand with it?
Yeah.
You got some of the chat asking about it as
I
well.
mean,
So if you want to.
I
don't have it up. I was saying if you wanted to, but I'll.
I mean, I won't even put that chart on my I won't even put that stock on my charting software.
Oh damn, they really
That's
got
how bad it is. I wouldn't touch this stock if you paid me to be the CEO.
If it's all honestly though, if it snaps 66, this could get hot.
Yeah, but the problem is that it could also blow up your account.
I mean, that's where you're playing with limited risk, right? No one's saying go all in. You could do. Matter of fact, what I looked at doing yesterday, but I was too big of a pansy. Is I was going to do a spread. I was going to buy the 65 and sell the 70s, but I was like, man, I hate managing spreads, so I just didn't do it. But no, I agree.
I say you trade it hand in hand with DWAC, right? You let DWAC try to take off and then you trade FUN, or you let FUN try to take off and you trade DWAC. That's what I would do. If you really wanted to trade these two and these are just the two that you wanted to get after, you're trying to make that Trump trade. Well, I'll tell you right now, wait for one to lead versus trying to guess when it's going to take off. I think people are trying to guess when it's going to take off right now. And you might get trapped, right? I mean, we'll see what happens here. I don't think there's any one way that DWAC or PHUN should trade, but I just think that it's going to be so choppy that I would try to stay away from it.
I'm out here trying to cancel an order on PIK, but E-Trade's like, nah, we're not going to let you cancel. Like, what? Let me cancel my order. Anyway.
Yep, Brian's saying let DWAC move first, not PHUN, because it won't till.
Oh,
DWAC
no,
does.
absolutely. Yeah,
That's
no,
good,
no,
though.
no question
Relationships,
about it.
watch it, guys. I always talk about that, right? There is the laggard play. I mean, if one of these starts taking off, look for the laggard to take off also.
I'm out here trying to cancel an order, and E-Trade says status cancel requested. Well, then grant it. Like, why are you not? I don't know. So anyway, I might end up being in PIK accidentally because it won't let me cancel my order. I'll let you guys know how that ride goes. But anyway.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look to see what happens in kind of technology today. That's really going to be the big move to watch what happens. We know we got that bounce back yesterday, but do we get a bounce back today? Can we get back above, let's say, 395, start making our way back to that 400 price point, or do we go back to the 380s here in the Qs today? We'll see what happens out the gates. Looks like we got about less than a minute to the bell, about like a couple seconds here to the bell.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if anything else is moving at the last second.
Got about 50 seconds, a little bit under that.
Oh, by the way, it looks like I got an alert, so it looks like Nvidia. Yep, testing that. All right. We're gonna live life a little dangerously. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of size. On Nvidia pre-market. Bro, I swear E-Trade doesn't want me to succeed in life. All right, there we go. Finally got filled. All right, very small size on Nvidia. Got filled at 280.50. Very, very small size just because I want to see if my theory is right. I want to put money where my mouth is on the 280 not breaking. I'm going to risk about $1 or so. I do have an order out to sell it at 281.40.
All right, there's the bell, guys. We'll see what happens here.
Just got filled at 281.40. I'm out half. And the rest, we're going to go ahead and let it ride and probably sell it around 280, 250.
All right, big level for me is above 472 on the SPY for the upside move in the SPY. Downside move is 470. There comes the downside starting to hit. Going to look to see if we break 470s on the downside. I'm not trading until the SPY breaks these range. Until that SPY breaks either up on the 472s or down on the 470s, I'm not going to take a single trade.
Real quick, I'm out Nvidia, all of everything. I got out at 282.60. Stock's currently trading at about 283 or so. Looks like it came down just a little bit, but I'm out. You can see why. So look, we talked about that 280 level 20 minutes ago, and as soon as I took the trade, I told you guys about it. Pay attention to those levels because I promise you get a quick scalp out of it if you wanted to. All right, now let's go to PIK, see if it filled me or not.
Oxy pushing on up, so energy getting up right out the gates here. You can take a look at some of those. Technology also, and so did basic materials. Basic materials is where I kind of take a look at inflationary trade. You got copper just ripping right now, guys. HBM up 6%, FCX up 5%. So take a look at those two names for copper plays. I would definitely take a look at FCX and HBM. You got steel plays right behind that, industrials, aluminum, coal. You got a bunch of plays out there, guys. BTU is one that I definitely keep on watch. I've talked about this one. I really like this coal play, and it's been doing well. This has already made you about 17% from where I called it out. We'll keep watching coal. I think coal is one that you got to have on play. BTU is one of those that I really like.
You've got Lucid here already above pre-market highs. That $47 level I don't really like. So best risk reward to me, let it come down to VWAP or so. And let's have 45 hold. But I'm not chasing it up here because I think that 47 is going to be an issue.
All right, guys, I talked about how we needed to get above 472. We're at 472.60. I want to see this 5-minute candle close above 472, and then we can start getting bullish on the upside trade.
Yeah, and I know we had success off of Nvidia, so let's not, don't try to be a hero with any other pre-market trades like that. Always take small size because this could easily have tested the previous close, which was about 278. But I'm no longer in any shares, so I'm not making money on this move anymore. But now it's up $4 from that entry simply because of that bounce of 280 and VWAP. All right, let's see what we got going on in Microsoft. Looks like Microsoft is above 320. Oh, nice. If it comes back down to test 320, I'd be interested with a stop loss of $1 underneath VWAP. And Lucid is going off. We already talked about Lucid, but let's see what DWAC's doing here.
That HBM was a really nice trade today. If you guys were able to nail that one.
All right, here's Lucid. I'm expecting some resistance at 47. So far, 46.80, 20 cents off.
KWEB.
Remember yesterday I gave Lucid move up to 46s, so not a bad move there. If you guys were looking at Lucid yesterday when we broke through that level, I gave all the way up to 46. Could have been taking profit into the move today.
What were you saying about KWEB? What do you look? Yeah.
KWEB, that was just one of the trades that we were watching, approaching 40 here. So not only did it gap up, but it looks like to continue here out of the open. We'll see if it actually takes 40 out. Remember, this trade idea was a short-term trade idea for lead into the Olympics at 34 and change.
When is the Olympics? I don't even know. I'm not gonna
February 3rd is when it kicks off.
All right, so it's less than a month away.
Yep.
Let's see. Did Microsoft ever come back to 320 to give us a chance? No, it did not, sir.
And
Not
Apple, I
even a
see
little
Connor
bit.
mentioning Apple. Apple actually sold off out of the open a little bit and immediately bounced and continues to push up.
All right, Baidu coming back here to hourly support and then bouncing off of that. So 159.33s or pretty much underneath 159.40s is where your support is. Now you're right back up there to 160. I wouldn't want it to get back underneath 160, but wanted to hold that, make sure that you hold that on pullbacks now, and you can continue the way up. You got 3 resistance up in this area of 161 to 69. So there's a lot of resistance on Baidu right here, but if you can get above that 162 and hold, you should be looking good.
Bro, I swear if my computer craps out again. Real quick, if you guys can still hear me and see my screen, Lucid, it's testing VWAP at the moment, but that 45.47 is a previous close just because of risk reward. I probably would wait a little bit to see if it can get to 45.50s before I take a shot at this one. But Lucid playing around with VWAP.
Yeah, get that money, team.
Bro, I swear. Come on.
Mara's interesting off the VWAP right now if you wanted to trade Mara off the VWAP, but I don't know if I'm going to get it on that.
It's bounced off the VWAP right now. Let's see if it holds, though. I have a VWAP at 30.91.
Yeah, I like it there.
Looks like FATH is halted. FATH.
Not that big of a move right out the gates, though. I would have wanted to see a bigger up move out the gates there.
For Lucid? Or
No, for Mara. For Mara. It was only a what? The pop was about 2.6%.
Yeah.
I would rather have like a 5% pop.
And
I mean, this has made a
Bitcoin
good
right now
move
selling
since
off a little bit.
pre-market. About 6% move since pre-market. So let that retrace a little bit down towards 30.50, and then I'll look for a strong day later in the afternoon. But it looks like it's holding VWAP right now. Looks like it was a good trade. It just didn't have enough juice there for me to go after. And I felt like it had more risks on the downside to come down to 30.
Zunaid, your Microsoft pulling back and trying to engulf that big candle on the 5-minute right out of the open here. Let me see if I can pull this up on my screen.
Man, my computer's acting up. I can't even. It's like, oh, you gave one winner? Cool, we're done. It's like, all right,
Did you
cool.
spill water on it?
Yeah.
The question.
No, I did not. Not this time.
Not enough water, at least.
I'm definitely hitting up Aaron Thomas later on today, though, because I'm like, brother, we need to hook me up later.
You could always bribe him with Indian food. That might be something to try.
He'd be like, I make this at home, right? But, whatever. That's fine. I got to hit up Sharon, too. Be like, what are the odds you approve a PC?
0.
Oh, man. Yeah. 100% 0. But I can see Lucid on my E-Trade, even though I can't trade. It did go ahead and hold that $46 level. Now it's going to test the highs of 46.80 and 47, which I expected for it to be resistance. This is super annoying.
Looking at HUT, just hanging off the VWAP there. You could maybe take a shot if you wanted. I think it's still too early. I think I'm just going to wait. Yeah, because the SPY turned around too, And so it's right back into that zone, that range that I was worried about. So I'm in wait mode, guys. I'm not trying to overreact today.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about, Mitch, and I think that's the disciplined approach, probably the best way to take this. DWAC here actually pulling back here a little bit, put in that huge candle on huge volume. It looks like we're profit taking there. If we can consolidate here, we might be able to take the top of this candle out and move higher. I too have no position here. This sure feels like it wants to go. But let's try and be disciplined.
Let's see what's going on.
Fun moving with it, obviously, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
No
See how
fun.
Roblox is doing this morning.
I haven't checked on that stock since it broke 100.
No, it looks like it's flirting with its VWAP right here. It's trying to stay above it.
Guys, I gotta laugh a little bit. I love the name, the humbled Megan, but it's kind of hard to be the humbled Megan when you put up like alert signs, fun, moving on out. Getting humbled and fun. I know how that is.
Yeah, it can be fun. No pun intended. Man, this is
Trying to make that money. That's what she's trying to do. I can't blame her.
bro. I can't even like. All right.
Megan's trying to get that dough. Man, this market's so trappy.
It's giving you moves though, but it is definitely trappy, right?
Yeah, moves. Like you said, it moves.
Yeah.
Momentum moves, but
Yeah,
no continuation.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of days you've seen a bit of a run, and thankfully the CPI number didn't mess it up too much today.
Interesting. So IMMX, this is one we talked about right through VWAP here. I'm gonna watch this.
We got it up for you, dude. Let us know if you see it move. Keep moving.
Yeah, it's trying to go through VWAP here. VWAP at 719. I think if it takes this out, you might actually be able to get a pop here. We'll see though.
QCOM starting to move up. I did like that one.
Coming
I
back
like
in
that
here.
chart.
Looks like VWAP is resistance.
That's
Sorry.
probably when I would look for a VWAP trade right now. QCOM, if you're looking for an up trade, I like the daily. The daily matches up for a daily breakout above 188.69. So now you're going not only for an intraday breakout, but you're also looking for a daily breakout. So I do like QCOM here near the VWAP, but it's too expensive for my name right now. I'm not going to jump in it, but doesn't look bad near the VWAP today. The SPY, what are we doing? Just chopping at that 472, man. Chop Fest 2022. That's what I call this year.
See, Chop Fest like this is one of the reasons why staying disciplined and kind of waiting out the first 15 minutes is really gonna help you. I probably would have lost a couple of times already if I was trying to trade the open here.
Yeah, I would have lost too. I gotta admit it. I would have lost too. So fun mood before DWAC. Oh no.
I'm trying to
Okay,
lose
the
money.
290
E-Trade won't let me.
295. Back down to 280s. How much volume got in on that one bar? 1.9 million. So definitely it was a 5-minute bar. So not a bad look there if you wanted to chase fun. Just not my stock. Not my type of stock to trade, guys.
Yeah, I see the chat Webcoin mentioning BBIG. BBIG was actually, there were some sweeps here. Let me refresh my platform here.
Yeah, it's pushing on up at the 250s. We'll see the 250s hold on any pullback. Interesting. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily has moved maybe up towards 294 today. I wouldn't see too much higher than that. You got some resistance at 260 you could run into. We'll see how that level reacts here and if it can continue moving.
Are we going until 10 or 10:30 today?
We'll go. We'll leave it up to the chat. How's that?
All right. Well, we don't have a program or anything, right?
Yeah, no, we don't have a
All right,
program.
cool. I
Right?
was just looking at my schedule. All right, let me do this. Go ahead.
I was going to say, take a look at the market real quick. SPY rolling over, Apple, Microsoft, all coming back down. I'm glad we waited that out.
Thank you, E-Trade.
Block 2.
All
by the
right.
way, just to
There's what I
update-
was careful about, guys. Just wanted to just pull it
Exactly.
out right back down to that 470.90. Look how it goes literally 470.89. My levels aren't crazy, guys. I'm watching for those levels that break down or break out. We'll see what happens. Let's look around to see sectors, right? So what is moving up? Basic materials up, energy up, real estate up, technology behind that. What is on the downside? Communications and defensives. Utilities behind that. So definitely energy, one of the strongest trades you can probably be trading. Why? Because I'm keep finding it at the top, right? Like one that we talked about is XOM. Let's see if this can hold VWAP here and maybe take out 72. But you could take a look at some other ones, COP, OXY, Oxy. We talked about that one early. Look how it's starting to push. That one looks good.
You know, Mitch, I like to look at the XLE, and if you pull up that chart on daily chart or pull up my screen here,
Yeah, I got you.
This XLE pretty much tells the story. I mean, I would rather wait for a pullback than kind of chase these green candles. So I actually be looking for a potential short entry here. If I were doing this myself, I'd be doing it with puts, not with the actual equity. But I'd be looking for a pullback here. Now, if it holds in there and reverses, that might be your opportunity to long. But this just has been on a really crazy run. And an RSI, as far as RSI goes, this is overbought.
One thing I would point out is I was actually looking for energy to have a strong beginning of the year. Why? Because I always look at seasonality, and I kind of try to look back at the dates and look back, hey, how have we performed in the past during December and January? We've had some push-ups in December, pullbacks going into January, and then as January starts, we got a nice push going into 2021. That's what I was expecting in energy this year, because it was kind of a similar environment. Inflationary starting to come back on up. And I think that these assets are the ones that you want to be trading for the long run. They definitely have been appreciating in value. And as you can see, since about it really started on the 3rd, the XLE has already gone up about 14, almost 15%. This is an ETF, guys, not at a single stock. An ETF going up 15%. That shows you what? Seasonality, and it definitely coming into play.
All right, finally got my charts working. That's always nice. Lucid, $46, held once, held twice, held 3 times. Trying to get over VWAP right there. Let's see what the market overall is doing. All right, still green on the Qs. But you are below VWAP, so this is actually not a bad spot. If you want to go short with the risk being VWAP and a pop above it, up above 388.50, you could go ahead and stop out. So you're risking about $1 or so less than on the Qs. Let's see. Let's go back to Lucid, Nvidia. All right, making higher highs on the 10 minutes so far. Got to break. Yeah, it looks like everything's near VWAP. If it breaks above VWAP, you can go ahead and go long on it. But for now, I'm staying out. Pins.
All right, we got a question here. Chirma wants me to take a look at BTU. What's up for the next 30 minutes? I mean, like always, we're not here for investment advice, but from what I see on BTU, if you can hold 12 on closes, you'll be looking really good on the bullish daily side. So that's the look that I would look. As long as it can close above 12 today, you're still looking good. If we get back into, let's say, 1150s, 1170s, then you're going to be looking for it to get back above 12 tomorrow. For right now, I do see a little bit of a retrace, could come back towards, let's say, 1210s, but I wouldn't want to see it break 12. All right, a stock that I'm looking at maybe taking here now that the market's trying to hold VWAP is HUT, but we'll see what happens here. I'm really trying to see if the SPY is going to go through 472 and push on up there, but it's just holding the VWAP. It's sideways action on the SPY today.
Prince asking, which VWAP do you select? Is it the default one? As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, the only other VWAP that you'll see on brokerages are anchored VWAPs, and those are VWAPs that you actually set on the trend, where you'll anchor it at the beginning of the trend that you're trying to kind of get the VWAP for.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traders that are using these anchored VWAPs now. I personally tried to look into it to see if I wanted to trade off of it and use them. It's personally not anything that I feel there's that much edge, but I mean, there's a lot of traders using it nowadays. So if a lot of traders use it, what ends up happening is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, look, KH, I'm gonna get to pins here in a second. 95. Hold on, $95 lottos. My man got some hope. I'm gonna take a look at this here in a second. Let's see what we got.
Waterfall on Roblox.
Yeah, it really is. Look at pins. Stuck for 2 weeks in pins, losses of 15,000. First off, my apologies. I'm sorry you're losing money. That's never fun. I have personally been there many, many times. But I do want to tell you something, not to sound like anyone's father, but you're not stuck. You're deciding to continue and you have hopium. If it's hurting you that bad, please get out. But in terms of pins, I mean, it's just on a downwards trend long term, right? Look at that. It's just on a downwards trend. It can't even break it to the upside. That 35 is what you needed, but so far, nothing there. You got to have 30 hold if you're going to come back and test it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're stuck in this one, quote unquote. Yeah, I mean, you can't trade this one in terms of to the upside till it breaks at least 35. And I mean, at least. What am I doing with Nvidia?
All right, guys.
Go ahead.
Long here, HUT at $7. The risk is 690s. Why are we going long here? We just got a strong signal from the SPY. I'm going to take a look here. You can see HUT pushing on up there, right? And so it's holding that 7. We're trying to get it back above the VWAP here and then breaking out through that 720. One of the big things is if you take a look at the SPY here, we finally just put in a stronger candle that gives me a little bit of a rounding bottom look. Now I want to see this take out 472. If it actually gets below VWAP, I actually might look to close the trade. We want to see the SPY just push on through that 472, give us that breakout, and then we'll look for a continuation in our trade.
KH, I will say this. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to go short. I'm not going to tell you not to go long. I'll just say you're emotionally attached to pins and you're going to try to revenge trade. And that's just not going to work for you long term, man. You got to figure out your own risk, but it might just be. I'll tell you what I did. Whenever I lose a shit ton of money, I take a break. I literally don't trade for a few days if I can, and just try to reset the mental because I promise you the market's going to be here regardless.
Yeah, one thing you got to realize is you always got to know your risk. And one of the things that I say that day traders have a trouble time is really understanding
I'll be right back.
What their risk really is. A lot of traders have that trouble of understanding what their risk really is because when the time comes to it and the stock really breaks down, they just can't get out. And usually what that means is that they're using way too big of size. All right. Some people are saying fun looks fun. All right. Well, how's the trading? I mean, it's not doing much. It's not doing anything really. It's just going sideways. Not really a big day for it either. I mean, just going sideways. We'll see what happens here. See how my Goldman Sachs is doing. Came down, but wants to hold 400 on pullbacks. It doesn't look bad either. We'll see how this continues here. What do you think about CLF? Any price targets in mind? Let's go ahead and take a look at some steel. CLF here. Look at that, doing really well, man. I really wish I would have swing. I would have swing traded this one on the 27th when I called it out, but I was a little under the weather and try not to take too many swing trades into this environment. But definitely, this is one that's been really well. Steel has been doing really well. What is a price target I would give? Probably up here past the 25. I think you can get to the 25. That's where I'd take probably first profit or to this high, which is 24.67. So you could do like, let's say 24.60s. But I would look for at least a move up there towards 25 in the long run. But Cliffs is doing well today. Also, I mean, you can see copper up 4% today. FCX up almost 5%. HBM up almost 8%. This is one that we gave really early. And look at this VWAP bounce. Beautiful trade there. HBM. So if you guys were able to get that HBM, I hope you guys were able to see that one. That was a really nice trade there off the VWAP. Boom. Boom. Right back to the highs.
Looks like Ryan is reviewing the India menu. No, I'm not looking at food. I'm already way too hungry. That would be the death blow for me. I'm checking out my scanner here. I was actually looking at BTCS, which looks like it's going to take out the high of the day here at what is this?
There you go.
79.
There you go. I just want to call out the SPY finally getting back above that 472. That's what I wanted to see, guys. That's why I went long. We'll see what happens now. All right, Ryan, you're up. BTCS.
Yeah, I was just watching for a high a day break here. I wanted to see if this actually popped. It's actually struggling here to get over 769. So that would have been your spot here. Looking at this chart, it looks like if we do pop over that, we might continue up for another 20, 30 cents here. So I was just kind of watching to see if that materialized.
All right, guys. I'm in at 7 on HUT. We're up at 703. Going to look for this to get through 720s. I do think I like this trade here. You could take a look at Mara if you were trying to trade that one. That one's also another one you can take a look at. I would see that one just got back above VWAP, and now you'd look for it to hold VWAP on the pullback, let's say 3108s or 31s on entry, and you could risk down towards 3075. I do think this one eventually takes out the high, 3175. So that's why I'm in HUT. We'll see what happens, and if we could continue trading this onto the upside. And then we'll see if we can get back up there towards the 720s.
All right, let's see.
All right, Hertz calling out Faith. I know that one's a
that was halted earlier.
Runner. Yeah, usually is a runner. It's a very low float stock. I know that one already. It's had about 2 halts. Pay attention for the third halt. That's usually when I see a big turnaround, so just be careful out there. That one's definitely trappy. Very low float, too. I hate those types.
Oh, shit. Nobody almost saw me fall, right? I'm struggling out here with E-Trade. I'm not going to lie. This is just stupid. If anyone else in the chat having E-Trade Pro issues, please let me know.
What kind of issues are you having, Zunaid?
Every time I have E-Trade Pro up, the volume is just my computer just freezes. So I don't know if it's an E-Trade problem or me problem, but like obviously I had this yesterday too at the open, but when I traded in the afternoon, it was perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but hopefully no one saw me almost fall because I definitely just broke my nose live on air. I'm looking at DT, by the way. You've got call flow coming in on DT, so I've got that ticker up on my chart. That's something. I mean, I have DT calls still, and I'm bleeding in them. So this needs to giddy on up a little bit.
What I would say about that is, Zunaid, take a look at your computer usage. See if it just spikes. If it just spikes, that's just error in the coding, and that's having it to draw way too much resource for it, and then it's causing it to just crash.
That's probably what it is. But real quick, on that DT, you've got the $65 calls that expire May 20th. They paid about $4.90 or so and $2.5 million worth. So, yeah, keep an eye on DT. And if you want to go ahead and test out that call option, it's yours. It's your money. Do what you want. But just calling it out for you.
Stocks are like an unfaithful mistress, says the postman.
Hey,
I'll have to take his word for it.
No comment on that one. Looks like Lucid.
You guys were talking about trappy earlier. Did I get that right?
That's bait. That's bait.
Bait, baby. That is exactly what that is.
On Lucid, we talked about the previous close being a level of support, and look at that right there. It didn't even test it by 13 cents, and 47 we told you would end up being resistant. So far, it's looking that way. Needs to break above 47 if you're going to try to take this one long. Right now, it's just in that range, trying to figure out what to do with life.
All right, SPY pulled back there slightly beneath 472, now holding above 472. Let's see this continue to push.
I did really quickly want to update on one of the stocks that I mentioned before when I got accused of pumping. So let me go ahead and update this. I'm glad that you find that hilarious, Zunaid. This is one of my longer term plays that I was talking about recently. I think that this is going to be kind of a big thing. It's going to be more than just this stock, but this is the leader. This is the one that I'm in. This is, of course, Chara, ticker CHRA. If you went through the news today, you might have found that there was a Reuters article here that mentioning how the EPA is going to advance efforts to curb the toxic coal ash contamination. I think that we're at the very beginning of this problem. I think that I encourage you to go through this article. I suspect there's going to be more, but I encourage you to kind of learn about this. I think this is going to be a cycle that lasts for, longer than just a couple of months. I think there are some real big health concerns here. I think the infrastructure bill might help to address this. And I just think that some of these projects, which are going to cost millions of dollars, are going to last for years. So I want to have some exposure to that. Saw this news article early this morning, thought I'd bring it to the group here.
DWAC on the move there, guys. You DWACers.
Hey.
That's what I'm going to call you guys, you DWACers.
DWACers.
You DWACers trying to see this cup and handle now starting to show up here on DWAC. I would look for a pullback to maybe 65, then really takes out 67. We'll see what happens here. DWAC. Also, PHUN was trying to take out the highs. I'm still in HUT. We're starting to get back above VWAP. We're looking really good. We're up about 7-8 cents on this trade. We'll keep it going, try to get it through 720s, and then sell it all into the rip. I told you guys on Monday.
Told us what?
You know how it is, man. There's always I told you on Monday.
Oh, BBIG. Man, you know how many times people have told me to load up on BBIG in the past 12 months?
I mean,
stop it.
DWACer sounds kind of dirty. Well, hey, it's up to you if you want to be in it.
Nvidia bounced off of that 280, not just in pre-market where we took it, but look at that. Just within 20 minutes into the trading day, bounced off of 280 again. I would have loved to take it with you guys and tell you guys about the trade, but as you can see, I have now moved to my laptop to trade, and that's never fun at all.
No, not fun at all. Definitely, no. I can imagine that.
Looking at 3 screens, a mouse, keyboard, and I got it's disastrous. But
you need that VR where you just move the eyes and tell it's where to trade.
Yeah, like when I blink twice, go long. When I blink 3 times, sell everything.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah,
blinking all around.
I might end up goddamn sneezing and shorting the whole market. I don't know.
Oh, you guys let me know, you VR users out there. We get into the Oculus trading days someday soon.
You've got the 10-minute closing above VWAP here on Nvidia. Even though I'm waiting for my laptop to load up and I can't personally trade it, I wouldn't mind if it comes back and maybe tests the 181 or so to go long on this spot. Again, it is going to be, a riskier trade because it is weeklies. But if you want to go maybe a month out, matter of fact, I talked to you guys about this before. They report early Feb, I believe, and not early Feb, mid Feb. So if you want to go out maybe a month and a half, 2 months, and try to play the earnings run up to possibly 300 and 310s, that might actually be a better strategy. But again, figure out what your risk tolerance is, go from there. But I would definitely be in this trade already if I wasn't having tech issues. But I'm happy with my first Nvidia trade, but I'm greedy. I wouldn't mind a second or third.
All right, trying to see if HUT can get back above it. Ticked for a second there on the ask at 710. That's what I want to see show up here and continue pushing up. SPY is still a little choppy. It's above 472 now, but not a long extension above that. So we're going to see what happens here.
Open the closet door. Let's get some direction.
There you go. That's what it is.
My apologies. By the way, ticker IHRT, iHeart Media. Bloomberg says plans on expanding into the metaverse.
Okay. How do they do that?
Shit, I don't know. I don't need to see you.
Mitch, that's actually a really good follow-up question because you're going to hear metaverse mentioned a lot in PRs, very much like Bitcoin or whatever it is. Make
NFT.
sure that you understand it.
Yep.
Yeah. iHeart Media. What are you doing? Digital concerts? What do you want? Tell me a little bit.
That sounds about right. There also looks like you've got Roblox, something to kind of keep an eye on there as well. But hey, man. Hey, look, Roblox over 89 over that VWAP, which is a previous close. Not bad. Over 89.50 is a little bit of a safer bet. But if you wanted to live life on the edge, that's not a bad spot right there. Let's take a look at Nvidia still hanging out around that VWAP spot. AMD can't get over 140, it seems. And Lucid over 47. All right.
Yep, that was one that we were watching very closely here on live trading. We gave that breakout level, and it's continued to move.
Yeah, and also the support level, which was a previous close. I mean, you'll hear us say time and time over again because it works, you know. VWAP, previous close, those are always my areas.
Yeah, not a bad trade there on BTU today. Called that one out today. That's one we've been talking about consistently. Peabody Energy, that Peabody.
All right, Will, you've talked about Roblox, and I know you mentioned the lottos on it. I couldn't fully pay attention. Tell me why you're looking at Roblox. I assume it's technical. You believe it'll break over 90 and hits at 95s. Is that what it is? I'm curious.
Roblox held its 88 level off the sell-off today and looks to be bouncing.
It did. Yeah, I'd want it to be closing this 10-minute candle over VWAP, and it would give me more confidence if it closed over 89.50. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put you right here, Mr. Laptop. All right.
There's a pullback in
DWAC.
No,
I know you did, Will. I know you did.
There's that pullback that I was expecting in DWAC, which it's trying to fulfill the cup and handle pattern. I think if it holds 65 here and then just comes right back up through 66, it could be a long possibility. The big thing that would actually fulfill that pattern would want it to hold the VWAP here no matter what and then get right back up there to 66. We'll see what happens.
Even the contracts are like a little spready, a little expensive on DWAC. I'm going to stay away.
Market's not trying to hold here, guys. We're getting sideways action here in the SPY. That we could see a turnaround happen. We'll see what happens.
My scanner
here.
slowed down too, by the way, my upside relative volume scanner.
Yeah, a lot of that has, I think, the sideways action we're seeing in the SPY, no continuation. When we got that up move, we thought we were going to get up there towards 473 and continue. All we did was just go up, right back down. So we're still in kind of this choppy area for the SPY.
All right, I just went ahead and grabbed what did I grab? 285 calls on Nvidia expiring this week. I am perfectly okay losing 50% of my money on this contract. I'm hoping for this VWAP to hold here around the 282 area. But if it goes ahead and comes on down and breaks 181, I will easily lose about 50%. So manage your risk, small size, and do what you will. Tesla, let's pull up Tesla.
Which calls for that for Nvidia? The 285s for
the
this
285
Friday?
for this week. Yeah, I got filled at 355. They're now trading at about 325, so I'm down about $30 on them.
Gotcha.
Tesla, yeah, it's near VWAP, right? That would be your risk off level. If it breaks that 1080, if you're going to try to go long, I would look to get out, and I would definitely be out if that 10-minute candle closes above 1078, or excuse me, below 1078 on Tesla. All right. Nvidia says, great, you got your laptop back. You're going to trade. Now it's the time for me to take your money. Thank you.
Get
Thank you. Up. Come again.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, I definitely want this 10-minute candle to close above VWAP on Nvidia to give me a little bit more confidence. Let's see what this is doing. That's not doing anything. We've got a fresh vine wine. I said that, right? Look at that.
Yep. This took out yesterday's highs. I'm actually watching this on my screen too. No trade here. I'm not in it. I didn't take it. But I am watching this. Took out yesterday's highs.
Yes, it did. Yesterday's highs were approximately $8.17. Stock now trading at about $8.50 or so. Let's see where VWAP is on the 1 minute on this bad boy. I'd expect this to be around $8. And yep, that's around the place where it is. I mean, man, that's a 60-cent risk on an $8 stock. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'd wait for it to come closer to $8, maybe $8.15, $8.20. You start getting filled. Yeah. But that's my opinion on wine.
Don't be a
jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's gonna be a jerk. I think it's gonna be a jerk.
This market's so choppy, man.
All right.
The volatility that's good for traders, though.
Yes and no.
I'm gonna grab a second contract real quick. I'm gonna grab a second contract. The same ones on Nvidia. I grabbed him. I got filled at 305. So 355 and 305. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep talking about your trade. But just volatility to me is it's always a good thing. But if you're not able to kind of get around the volatility, give yourself enough room. That's what these trades need to be right now. A lot of especially the common stock trades I've been seeing, you need to give yourself a lot of room on these trades for them to get into the green. So that's troubled time when you have to give yourself that much room. What you have to do is you have to lower the share size to understand to give yourself that much room. But that's hard.
All right, a little bit of a wick here on the 10-minute on Nvidia. I like it. Again, got filled the first one at 355, the second one at 305. Contract is now trading at about 340, so the second fill is looking nice. And let's talk about hey, why did you go ahead and add one? Well, because it was close to my risk reward area. So I knew that, hey, if this broke, instead of me risking about 30 cents, I'm risking about 30%. I'm risking probably about 10 to 15% on it. So it's just a risk reward thing for me. I still like the trade. I'm still waiting for this 10-minute candle, which has about 1:30 left on it to close above VWAP. I would love for this to go green and close green as well. That would give me a bit of confidence. And let's see what the market's doing in the meantime. Go ahead and split this screen up. To the right side we go. SPY. Testing a little bit of resistance around that 473 area. Here, let's go back to Nvidia here. And what do you know? It's in that area of that little box that we drew. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, you drew that box afterwards. Nope. This has been an area that I've been keeping an eye on because it needs to break this to have any confidence towards going over 300. And that 280 level, as you can see, has always been support. Let's go back to the 10-minute. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You can see it wick down. And this is why, see, look, let me go ahead and talk about this. And please interrupt me if you guys are taking any trades.
You're good.
Let's solely focus on this candle right here. If you would have over-positioned and if you would have oversized and took contracts and dollar amounts you could not handle, you would have probably gone ahead and stopped out or something and say, oh my God, I can't handle more pain. I'm going to get out. And then it wicked back above. And then you would be like, oh shit, I got to get in front of the move. Then you would have grabbed calls. The fact that you can take smaller size and, have your risk tolerance appropriately lets you position yourself to be okay with a little bit of pain so you can enjoy the gain, if you will.
And you actually added, right? So
I did 305
basis, and now are even making more because you have more contracts at a better price. To me, looking at this chart, Zunaid, if we can't take out the top of those two candles here, I'm probably just going to exit and wait for this to set up again.
Yep, absolutely. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is that second ad that I got at 305, I'm going to go ahead and exit here at 395 if I can go ahead and use my big fingers on this little mouse.
All right, guys, I'm in the driver's seat for HUT now. I think this is looking beautiful for me. I'm still long that guy's at 7. I'll go back to Zunaid's trade.
Nvidia on that second ad, I'm out at $4. Now that initial ad, which we got at 355, I'm hoping for that break of 384 and continuing moving on up. Elbow cough. Why you cough? I didn't cough. Why are you talking to me like that? SPY looking to break above looking to break above 473.
Tesla looking like it wants to test 1100, which is one of the things that we talked about a couple of times. That 1100 and that $900 level. It's been back and forth between there.
You got it, WK, and everybody calling out the SPY, pushing on up. That's what gets us going. That's what gets us bullish. That's what gets us thinking that we can get continuation. There you guys have it. SPY pushing on up there.
Will, you're not wrong because I probably would have lost a trade or two if my computer didn't crap out and I had to rely on my laptop and all that stuff. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, my friend. But Tesla. Now, if you're going to try to go short on Tesla, 1, good luck to you. 2, wait. The closer you get to 1100, the better your risk reward. And I believe you could possibly get at least a $10 move once it actually tests 1100. I'm not going to bet money on it because I'm not that confident, but something to keep an eye on for sure on Tesla.
Market's at the highs here. So good stuff. We weathered that first drawdown.
Yeah.
Barron's all over it. SPY going to break. Barron is all over it.
Could also look at Mara to continue through here. If you wanted to take a look at Mara at 3120s, risk would be off of, I'd say maybe around that 31. If you wanted to risk off of that, get it back up there towards 3160. We're talking about a 20-cent risk or a 40-cent profit. It's about a 2-to-1 trade then now on Mara, but I don't I don't not like it. I'm just going to stick to my HUT trade, but it's looking good here, guys.
Yeah, your HUT trade, you were up about, what, 11 cents in the money, looking at 7-11 of a trade.
7-11, dude.
Going back to DWAC here, man, I like it. Let me see how expensive these things are. Do I want to pay $3 for a $70 call?
Red candle on
not.
Tesla, you were saying? I don't see a red candle recently.
Unless you're looking like the 30
this candle's
chart.
going back and forth. I mean, that's almost a doji with some long wicks.
Yeah, on the 10-minute, it looks perfectly fine. If you go down to the 1 minute, that 1096 is acting as a resistance for the moment. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. This would be kind of fun. Look at that. Look at that. For all you junkies out there, including myself. Here's a 1 second tick for you, huh? How about that? Now you can say it's a red candle.
I think it's still trying to figure out which direction it wants to go.
It is, isn't it?
I don't think it knows yet.
Even the 1 second tick is like, I don't know.
Oh, it's wild.
It's just kind of bungee jumping around. I'll go back to the 10 minutes, stop playing around. Someone's calling out a firm. Man, I loved a firm over 80, but I stopped paying attention to it. Once again, previous close, tested, $81, couldn't break it, popped above. You need this one to close above 83, above VWAP, especially if it can break above 84 and close a 10-minute. You're not looking at a bad spot to grab some calls, but know your risk, which would be below VWAP there. You've got Nvidia now above 284. Our calls that we grabbed the first time around at 355 are now trading at about 420 on the bid side.
All right, guys, ready to start putting some profit into this HUT trade. It's getting up there towards 1716. We're going to look for a push here towards 1720s, and then we're going to start taking some profit into this move. We'll see if we can take that profit into that high of the day. Then we'll look for that extension to continue going. Where could we go to today? I would try to draw out here where we got an extension. I'm looking for a move about 30 cents max profit from that extension, so maybe up towards 750s. That's what I'd be looking for a little bit, 740s, but we'll see if we can get up there. The key is the momentum. Can it continue? I'm definitely going to sell some into the move and look for it to continue. From this point on, VWAP will be our stop out, and that would still be a 7-cent gain, so I can just literally let this trade work the rest of the day.
Now, is it your intention to close this before the end of the day, or was there a situation in which you would swing this into tomorrow?
As long as it continues trending into the green, I'm probably going to hold it, guys.
Gotcha.
I want to take some of the trade off because we want to take some of the trade off, but it really all depends on the SPY. I'll tell you right now.
Sure.
Because if the SPY starts getting choppy with me again, like right now, rejecting 473s, which is what I don't want to see. I want to see the SPY kind of trend, melt up. If we get a melt up, I want to keep some swing trades on. But if we don't, then this is not the swing trading environment. I'd rather just take the profit that I can get today.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, Daniel, right? Yes, if you have multiple calls on any ticker, it doesn't matter. You should always be scaling out, especially when you come to resistance levels similar to 1100. It doesn't matter if it actually doesn't touch it or not. Remember, support and resistance isn't exactly only down to the penny. It's an area, right? It's around this space is where you want to start taking profits. And similar, look, Nvidia, high a day, tested it, didn't quite go well. So if you were smart about it, you could have scaled out like we did around $4 because now you're coming right back at break even on the first ad. Now, if you have only a single call, then you kind of want to take a look at your account and be like, hey, are you trying to hit a single or a home run? Because if you try to hit a home run and you strike out, you might be pissed you didn't take the single. So it just depends on your account size and what you're trying to do and what your goals are. But yeah, I definitely would have scaled out around that. As soon as it hit 1095-ish, I'm scaling out. I don't care. I don't need to put a screenshot up on Twitter.
That last high didn't take out the wick of that first candle, right? So I can't put my cursor on your screen.
You're talking about Nvidia?
Right,
Yeah.
that's it right
It
there.
did not.
Right. As soon as that starts to reverse, that's your cue that, hey, you know what? This might be going the other direction. I might have to take at least some of my process. Daniel in the chats, base hit score. No one likes them because it's boring.
Yeah. It's not sexy. It doesn't get you retweets, likes, follows on Twitter, right?
Getting rich slowly is boring, but you know what? Slow and steady wins the race, Daniel. That's actually really good advice.
Yep. You got to make sure you control your mental on that one. You've got this 10-minute candle on Tesla going back towards green. Bit of a doji here on Nvidia on the 10-minute. You got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, trying to go green for us here. Look how it's holding VWAP. I like that. Yeah. I do not want this one below VWAP. Makes you Pete Rose. Isn't that the guy who gambled on the sport that he played? Pete Rose?
I feel like he's also one of the most prolific hitters in the history of the sport. So
okay. All right. Well, I don't blame him for betting on himself if that's what he did. I don't know his situation, so I can't comment on it.
Actual gambling problems that aren't to be minimized, but the gambling issues that he had don't, eclipse the fact that dude had over 4,000 hits. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No. It's not like gambling gave him that boost, right? Like what do they call it, steroids or anything like that. Speaking of which, did Barry Bonds ever get to the Hall of Fame?
No.
No, right?
And I'll be honest, the Hall of Fame's kind of a joke until Barry Bonds is in it, but I digress.
What about, what's his name? Mark McGwire?
No.
Oh, damn. So they're really keeping everybody out. All right. Here we go. Tesla on the right-hand side, trying to test 1,100. Good God, I'll say it again. You need to scale out. If you have some calls on this one, please be smart about it. Stop trying to hit home runs. Stop thinking it's going to go to 1,300 today. It's not. I'll bet you Ryan's money it's not.
What are you betting my money on? I'm
betting your money on the fact that Tesla will not hit 1,300 today. Yeah. Currently trading at 1,100.
Yeah, I would say that's fine. No problem. What are the odds? What's the payout for me on that one?
Yeah, I'd say we're big favorites on that one. Big favorites, no question about it. Sammy Sosa, man, I used to love Sammy Sosa. I used to love all of them. Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. Then the man took a hit, and then his bat broke, and then all hell loose broke for him.
All hell loose.
I know. I messed it up. I don't know if my buddy Harris is in the chat or not, but I mess up phrases all the time. I was calling a broadcast, and instead of saying this man is padding his stats, I said this man is statting his pads. And they're like, what the fuck did you just say?
Statting his pants.
I'll mess it up all the time, man. Isn't it nip it in the bud?
Yeah. Nip it.
I would always say nip it in the butt. And they're like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
So yeah, phrases are not my expertise. But this 10-minute candle in Nvidia, 7 seconds left.
I was going to say, you know what is your expertise is Nvidia YOLOs, because that thing is let's go.
Nice. Yeah, it looks like we'll go ahead and grab some 300s as well. Scale out, man. We need it to break 285, and that's where we really start chugging. But so far, theta is going to kill you, so make sure you scale out appropriately. Calls are still up about, I can't even see because it's a laptop and I have multiple screens. But regardless, here we go. Chugging along. Welcome back, Mitch.
What's up? What's up, guys?
You get some more orange juice? What'd you do?
I just took some steroids in between,
All right, Raj. All right, Barry Bonds.
Keep it fresh with the chat. So
Mitch out here he's getting inspired.
The effort is unmatched.
There's nothing wrong with a little steroid baseball, right? I mean, I got no problem with it. You know how many players I met that were prime athletes that were being watched by all the colleges that were roiding right before, baby. That's what they do. That's what athletes do, guys. They juice.
I was in college and I took steroids. Now, before you judge me, I didn't play any sports. You can already see my build, but it's because I started losing hair. I had like alopecia, so because of stress or whatever, I started losing hair. And I went to the doctor, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you some steroids." And I'm like, "I heard that has different side effects that I don't want in my life." He's like, "Nah, relax, you'll be fine." So everything worked out. But I can say I have taken steroids. You know what I mean?
I can tell you majority of athletes. I would say about 70% of athletes have taken steroids at once or another.
Brian Cushing was someone who just fell off. By the way, you can see Tesla not able to break that 1,100 just yet, and Nvidia coming back down, possibly testing VWAP for us.
Yep, it's easy to do. Well, Born, you don't really have to worry about the ball shrinkers if you do it right, but we won't get into all that.
Again, another segment for Money Mitch.
You guys, man.
Go ahead and have like a lesson plan and a
like
guide.
LeBron losing his hair in high school, says Roy.
Man, KD, multimillionaire. That boy got a shiny head.
Hey, I would go bald, man. But hey, all right, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this HUT trade. It's not going anywhere. It's kind of boring, guys. I might just sell it.
Did you scale out around 16s or no?
No, I haven't taken crap.
All right, that's fair, I guess.
Literally.
Yeah, the only reason I asked because you had that be the pre-market high around $7.15. You can see right there.
Yeah, you could have taken the pre-market high. I was looking for the intraday high.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I could get out.
Hindsight's
right here
always
just for a
2020. I don't blame you.
money. I mean, the truth of the matter is just what is it? It's a slow trade. Slow trade.
Yeah.
Slow mover.
Just text one of your furus and have them tweet about it. You'll be fine.
Well, seeing as the SPY is telling me no, I want to chop around all day and continue with Chop Fest 2022, I'm going to sell out right here. I'm going to take it right there. I'm off. I'm out, guys. 5-cent gain, not much. I mean, you know what I mean? This doesn't give me anything, but hey, I'm out of the trade. The SPY is just too choppy for me. The SPY is going right back down. Doesn't want to hold anything. Doesn't want to trend in any way to me. I'm just out of the trade here. It doesn't look like it looks like we're going to get back into a chop.
I enjoy wasting money, so I'm going to take a trade here.
Said nobody ever.
Yeah, no one ever at all. I'm going to go ahead and take a $70 call on DWAC, and this is 100% a YOLO. Like, I'm literally taking the one contract. That's all I've got here. Got filled at $2.84 on DWAC. $70 calls expiring this week. I just like the fact that it's consolidated. It's looking nice. It's looking pretty. Let's break that $68 level and let's march on up towards 70 and then a little bit higher. But again, complete YOLO. We'll see what happens. Keep me in your prayers. What indicator is that yellow line?
I take that with you just so Mitch is on the other side of it.
Wait, what'd you say?
Should I take a DWAC too, just so Mitch is the only one that doesn't have it?
That could be it.
Mitch needs to grab a put, and then we have a real showdown. You know what I mean?
DWACers, man.
But to answer the question, the yellow line is VWAP. VWAP.
I told you guys I wouldn't trade that if you gave me the money. So don't worry, you guys. It's all you guys.
Oh, I already made a bet with Ryan's money saying Tesla won't get to 1,300 today. And look at that. It's popping above 1,100. Ryan, be careful.
Take it in my boots over here, Zunaid. Take it in my boots.
Do you guys ever take same day expiration on Qs and SPY? Yeah, I do. I love it. I love it. Not as often as I take like the other weeklies in terms of stocks, but sometimes I will. Yeah. I played the Qs. Where was the bloodbath that we had 2 days ago? When it hit around 370, 50 area, I went and took some QQQ calls there. All right.
IMRN looks like it's kind of curling off the 350 level here. This would be interesting if we can actually get a little bit of juice here with the volume. Nice range. We had a pre-market high of 5. I think this can actually get back to 4, maybe over 4 if we get some juice here. So I'm going to be watching IMRN. No position right now, but this is this one.
All right, guys, let's start wrapping on up there. It's 10:25, guys. We're going to start wrapping on up. Zunaid, if you want to kind of highlight your trades today, Ryan, if you want to highlight what you're looking at. For me, guys, it was just that HUT trade and got out for a 5-cent gain. Could have held into the trade, but I'm out of the trade. Don't want to be kind of watching it, especially today. I'm not feeling the best. But got through the trade here. What's going on? 1,300? Oh, Nvidia.
Oh. Look at that. See, you trying to get us out the show. Nvidia's trying to run for us, baby. Them contracts that we bought at 355 and then we bought again at 305. You're now trading at $5 on the ask. There's that pop over 285 that we wanted. Will, I know you got out, Will? Did you get out of everything on your $300 calls? But regardless, there's that pop. Scale out. When you get pops like that, that's when you want to scale out because that IV is going to kick in and give you a little bit more juice. But anyway, Nvidia, we traded it once at 280 in the pre-market, took it. Got a couple of bucks, came back. We went ahead and took some calls when it was around VWAP, and then we added when it was testing the lower end of this EMA, and we scaled out some, and we scaled out. I'm about to scale out some here as soon as I stop talking. But I do have a DWAC. Look at that. DWAC starting to get going as well. I do have a $70 calls on DWAC that expired today. I paid about $284. That's a complete YOLO. If it goes to 0, it goes to 0. But the hope is for it to break $70 so that we can continue our march higher. That contract is now trading at about 330 on the bid. So best of luck to everybody on their trade. And there's Tesla above 1100.
Great job on DWAC. Great. Oh, sorry, Mitch.
I just wanted to give Will a money stack, dude.
There you go, Will. Great job, man.
Let's go.
Will with the money stacks, bringing it in. Hey, shout out to you, Will. Good work today.
Zunaid did not take the DWAC call, did take the Nvidia call, but did not have the patience and execution that you did. Still though, great call on Nvidia. That's a nice YOLO. I'm looking forward to YOLOing some more with you tomorrow.
Should be fun.
Other than the short-term YOLO trades, no new trades today. Watching some of the trades that I'm actually in, Chara being one of the big ones here. As far as what I'm watching for the rest of the day, I want to see where this market goes. We were talking earlier, it looked like some of these stocks don't really know which direction they're going to go. Market kind of feels the same way, right? A big thing for me, big indicator for me is going to be the VIX. As long as this stays kind of depressed like this, I think you could have some risk on for some day trades like we saw here in Nvidia. I think as long as the VIX stays low, we're going to get moves like we saw here in Nvidia. If this was any higher, I don't think this trade plays out the way it did for you today. So I'm going to be watching the VIX. I'm going to be watching the overall market here, but a good start to the day.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
Appreciate
guys. That's going to do it for us. Yes, like always, guys, we'll keep battling here with you guys out there in the chat. We're building a community of traders. You guys help each other out. That's what it's about. It's not just only about Zunaid, Ryan, and I. It's about also you guys out there helping each other out. So love how Will's been doing it. He's been talking about them ahead of time. What is he seeing? What are the strike price? This is what it's about. Of course, yeah, we're happy when you guys make money, but we're really happy when you guys start putting in your process into the chat and helping each other out. So definitely thumbs up, guys. Appreciate you guys sticking around today and keep battling out there. Keep the flex on, guys. Flex on. Got to flex when you can, and we'll keep battling out there, guys. Till next time, I'll see you guys, and hit that like for me before you guys get on out of here.
Real quick, Berlin is asking me what my next level is in Chara. Berlin, I don't really have a level here. I might consider trimming some if we take out the high around 650, but this is a longer term trade for me. So I'm not looking to trade in and out. I do have some calls that I'd be willing to actually exit here. That probably won't do until we're above 6. Hope that helps, but in this for more of a longer term trade than looking for a particular price level.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time on Live Trading with Benzinga. Up next, you guys will have Benzinga Live that will be coming on at 11:30, about an hour from now. So if you guys want to go ahead and keep trading, keep doing what you're doing. We'll see you guys there, and keep battling out there, guys.